They call me Sin. It's a fitting name, I suppose, a name that carries the weight of my existence, a name that echoes the darkness within. I am a living testament to the darkness that lurks in the hearts of men, a shadow cast by the flames of their own making, a creature born of tragedy, forged in the fires of a world consumed by its own greed. The ashes of our past have given birth to my present. My existence is a fusion of the familiar and the alien, a hybrid of human resilience and extraterrestrial power. I am the embodiment of two worlds colliding. I walk among you unnoticed, a phantom in the shadows, but my purpose burns brighter than a supernova. My mission is clear, my resolve unshakable. I am here for one reason: to expose the truth, to shine a light on the darkness that has enveloped our world, to tear down the veil of lies and reveal the architects of my world's destruction, the ones who have manipulated and controlled us from the shadows. This is my vendetta, a quest for justice, for retribution, for the truth that has been buried for too long. My story begins on a world much like yours, a world filled with hope and potential, yet marred by unseen forces. A world on the cusp of greatness, yet teetering on the precipice of oblivion, a delicate balance that was easily tipped. We were oblivious, blind to the insidious tendrils of control that had already begun to ensnare our society. We lived in ignorance, unaware of the storm brewing on the horizon. They called themselves the Agency, a name that would become synonymous with fear and control. They operated in the shadows, their existence whispered in hushed tones but never proven. A ghost story that was all too real. Their influence was subtle, pervasive, like a virus slowly corrupting its host. They infiltrated every aspect of our lives, unseen and unstoppable. They were everywhere and nowhere, pulling the strings of our world from behind a curtain of secrecy. Masters of manipulation, they controlled our fate. I was young then, naive. I believed in the goodness of people, in the strength of our society. I believed in the ideals of freedom, of justice, of a world united. I thought we could overcome any obstacle, that our unity would prevail. I believed in the power of our leaders, in the sanctity of our institutions. I was a fool. The reality was far darker, far more insidious than I could have ever imagined. The Agency was a cancer, a malignant force spreading silently and relentlessly. Its roots were buried deep within the heart of our society, entwined with our very existence. They infiltrated every facet of our lives, from the highest levels of government to the media outlets that shaped our perceptions. They were the puppet masters, pulling the strings from the shadows, and we were their unwitting marionettes, dancing to their tune without even realizing it. They controlled the information we consumed, the stories we believed, and the narratives we followed. They wove the very fabric of our reality, dictating our fears, our desires, our hopes, and our dreams. They shaped our aspirations and manipulated our ambitions. They turned us against each other, creating divisions where none should exist, sowing seeds of discord and distrust. Their methods were insidious, subtle, yet devastating. Their motives shrouded in mystery, hidden behind layers of deception. They were masters of manipulation, skilled in the art of deceit, weaving intricate webs of deceit that ensnared even the most discerning minds, trapping them in a maze of lies. They created crises where none existed, manufacturing chaos to keep us in a state of perpetual fear, fanning the flames of fear and uncertainty to consolidate their power. They manufactured enemies, both foreign and domestic, to justify their ever-growing control over our lives, ensuring that we remain dependent on their protection and guidance. We were prisoners in a gilded cage, our minds shackled by the invisible chains of their propaganda. We celebrated our freedoms, oblivious to the fact that they had already been stripped away. The media, once a bastion of truth and accountability, became their mouthpiece, spewing forth a constant stream of carefully curated lies and distortions. Our entertainment, once a source of escape and enlightenment, transformed into a tool for indoctrination, subtly shaping our perceptions and reinforcing their narratives. They controlled our education system, molding young minds to accept their version of reality without question. They infiltrated our religious institutions, twisting faith into a weapon of control. Those who dared to question the official narrative, to challenge the status quo, were swiftly silenced. Dissent was not tolerated, it was crushed. They were discredited, labeled as radicals, as lunatics, as enemies of the state. Their reputations were destroyed, their lives ruined. Some were framed for crimes they didn't commit, Imprisoned without trial, their voices silenced forever. Others vanished without a trace, their fates unknown. The agency's methods were brutal, their tactics ruthless. They employed fear and intimidation as their primary weapons, ensuring that the masses remained compliant and afraid to speak out. Section 5. Echoes of a Doomed World. I witnessed firsthand the horrors that awaited those who dared to defy the agency. The chaos, the screams, the sheer terror in the eyes of those who tried to resist. It was a nightmare come to life. My family, my friends, my entire world were torn apart by their ruthlessness. The memories of laughter and joy were replaced with scenes of destruction and sorrow. Every corner of my once vibrant city was now a haunting reminder of what we had lost. My planet, once a beacon of hope and progress, was reduced to a smoldering ruin, a testament to their insatiable thirst for power. The skies, once clear and blue, were now choked with smoke and ash, casting a perpetual shadow over the land. I barely escaped with my life, my body scarred, my soul forever marked by the trauma of that day. Each scar a reminder of the battles fought and the lives lost. The weight of survival was heavy, but it also fueled a burning desire for justice. But from the ashes of my world, a new purpose was born. A purpose driven by the need to rebuild, to rise again, stronger and more determined than ever before. The flames that consumed my home also ignited a fire within me. I vowed to avenge my people, to expose the agency for the monsters they truly were, and to prevent Earth from suffering the same fate. I would not rest until justice was served, and the echoes of our doomed world were replaced with the sounds of freedom and hope. Section 6. The Weight of Truth. I became a phantom, a whisper in the wind, moving undetected through the shadows. I dedicated my life to gathering evidence, to piecing together the truth about the agency and their insidious agenda. I learned of their origins, their true motives, the depths of their depravity. I discovered that their reach extended far beyond my world, that they had their sights set on countless others, including Earth. I knew I couldn't do it alone. I needed help. I needed allies. That's when I found Cleo. She was a risk analyst working deep within the agency, her conscience tormented by the knowledge of what they were doing. Section 7. The Agency's Reach. Cleo became my inside woman, my lifeline to the truth. She risked everything to provide me with vital information, exposing the agency's secrets at great personal risk. She confirmed my worst fears. The agency had already infiltrated Earth's governments, its media, its institutions. They were laying the groundwork for their takeover, manipulating events from the shadows. They had agents everywhere, sleeper cells waiting for the order to activate. They had compromised key officials, turning them into unwitting pawns in their game of power. Cleo's information was invaluable, but it came at a cost. The agency was always watching, always listening. They were closing in. Section 8. A Desperate Gambit. We knew we had to act fast. We had to expose the agency before it was too late, before they could tighten their grip on Earth and plunge it into the same darkness that consumed my world. We devised a plan, a desperate gambit to bring their crimes to light. We would leak the evidence to the world, expose their lies and rally the people against them. But we knew the risks. The agency would stop at nothing to protect their secrets. They would hunt us down, silence us, erase any trace of their existence. Section 9. The walls are closing in. Time was running out. The agency was onto us. They were tightening the net, closing in on our location. We had to get the information out, no matter the cost. Cleo stayed behind to buy me time, to upload the data to a secure server, to ensure that the truth would see the light of day. I made it out barely. But Cleo wasn't so lucky. The agency took her. I don't know what they did to her, but I can only imagine the horrors they inflicted upon her brave soul. Section 10. Justice will prevail. I am alone now, but I will not be silenced. I carry Cleo's sacrifice, the weight of my world, and the hope of Earth on my shoulders. This is my vendetta, and it is far from over. To the agency, I have this to say. Your reign of terror ends now. Your secrets are out. The world will know the truth about your crimes, your manipulations, your atrocities. You cannot hide in the shadows forever. Justice will prevail. The people will rise up, and your empire of lies will crumble. This is my promise. This is my oath. This is sin's vendetta.